And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. We are live every single day at noon Eastern. Now, if you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And then if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways, folks. Alrighty, today is a Saturday, and we've got two big playoff games on today. Packers, Rams at 4:30, and then, oh my goodness, Ravens, Bills at 8 o'clock, 8:20, 8:15, something along those lines. And yeah, so playoff football on today. Cannot wait. So what we're going to do today, we kind of heavily investigated the Ravens and Bills game, and I think we have a real good understanding of that game. So the other game that's on today is the Rams and Packers. So we can't really look at anything what the Packers did because they were on a one-game bye last week, but we can look at Jared Goff a little bit more and seeing if we should be buying him. Should we be taking the Rams plus 6.5? On Friday when we did our picks, we locked in Packers minus 6.5, but today, last day, we're 5 hours out from that game. We've talked the Ravens, Bills a lot, so let's talk Rams, Packers. We're going to be watching every single throw attempt from Jared Goff in last week's win against the Seahawks. We have to see how this thumb is affecting him. Now, when we looked at the stats, 9 completions, 9 of 19, absolutely not good at all, under 50%. That's not even 50%. At least Tom Brady last week had, 55%? So we got to watch some more Jared Goff today, see if we can buy him, and if we like what we see, maybe we switch our pick to Rams plus 6.5. I mean, you saw what they were last week, underdogs. They were, what were they? Were they 6.5 last week? 3.5? I think, no, yeah, they were 3.5, something along those lines. It was the Bills that was plus 6 or minus 6.5, and then the Colts covered the plus 6.5. So are we thinking wrong? So we'll dive deep into Jared Goff today on the show. But before we get into Jared Goff, let's go with our official stories for today. So here we go. No positive COVID tests this morning, so we're all good. The 2 games are good to go. Not like the NBA, who has to cancel like every other game. You know what I mean? So everything's good here for these 2 games. Thank goodness. I mean, these are going to be great games. I cannot wait for both of them. And even the games tomorrow are going to be great as well. But Packers, Aaron Rodgers, seeing what he can do. That huge matchup against, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, who's having an incredible year. It's going to be a great, and I'm going to definitely feel bad for the 2 losing teams this week, especially, the fans of these teams. I mean, you've got great teams, Bills, Ravens, Packers. I mean, Rams are good too. They got a good defense, but man, something's going to have to give in that Ravens Bills game, and I'm not looking forward to seeing somebody lose that game. Alrighty, here we go. Chiefs wide receiver Sammy Watkins has been ruled out. So another, weapon for Patrick Mahomes. Not good to go, unfortunate. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire is questionable as well. I'm assuming Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be good to go. But, no Sammy Watkins. That's a pretty decent receiver. And we know that the, Chiefs, they only really go to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So that could have been a prime opportunity for Sammy Watkins to get some real good catches because the Browns defense could just be locking up, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and then you get the number 3, Sammy Watkins, he's freed up, or, on the third cornerback or on a linebacker in that case. So, definitely going to hurt him. A weapon out for Patrick Mahomes is never good. And then this, I don't get this. Ravens running back Mark Ingram will be a healthy scratch tonight. Healthy scratch, come on. And you know why? Because there's a business decision for the Baltimore to stay under the salary cap considerations for next season. Are we serious? You don't want to go over the salary cap because you're worried about next season? I do not like this. You got to go all in, and I understand, you could be over the salary cap and that just, impacts your future down the stretch. I get that, but you have a prime opportunity to go and seize a championship, a ring, and you're having Mark Ingram be a healthy scratch. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. The Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins backfield is almost unstoppable. We saw when they all played together, they rushed for 400 yards a game. They can do that. So I hate what John Harbaugh's doing. I don't know. This probably comes from above him as well, the general manager, the owner, all of that. But, to have a huge piece, a huge weapon, be a healthy scratch because you want to be under the salary cap for next season, I don't want to hope the Ravens lose, but if they lose, they did it to nobody but themselves, right? So we can't even feel bad if the Ravens lose this week because they're not even playing a weapon because of the salary cap. I wish I didn't see that tweet this morning because I hate that, man. Oh my goodness, and this man again. I was looking forward. We were looking forward for Josh Gordon to playing. They got knocked out first round of the playoffs, and now Seahawks wide receiver Josh Gordon's conditional reinstatement has been rescinded. And he's been suspended indefinitely again. We don't have the reason yet. This broke, yesterday about 5 o'clock. I'm assuming it's weed. It's always been weed. So I'm assuming this time around it's weed again. So, Josh Gordon, he's a phenomenal talent. It's unfortunate of what's going on with him and the weed and not being able to stay off of it, and then the league hammering, no weed for players, but we'll inject you with whatever we want during the game so we can get you back out there. But the weed, that's where we draw the line. So super unfortunate what happened for Josh Gordon's career here, and once again he is suspended indefinitely, and I would assume this is like his last shot, right? How many more chances are you gonna give the man? I don't know. He's had 5. 5? Is it 5? Is the number 5 chances? It may be more than that. So I would love to see the man play in the league, but, he can't stay off the weed, and the league is not going to take weed seriously, I guess. So that's where we're at with Josh Gordon. He's once again indefinitely suspended. Super, super unfortunate. All right, and then the Deshaun Watson saga in Texans continues a little bit here. So we got this little quote yesterday. Deshaun Watson goes on Twitter. He says, quote, "I was on 2, then I took it to 10." So he was on 2 from last season when they traded DeAndre Hopkins. That's when he said he was at a 2, but now he's at a 10 with everything else that's been going on the ownership and the team. So he definitely really wants out. And then we get this, Deshaun Watson, quote, "just wants out" once again, and Texans teammates support him. We know J.J. Watt has kind of come out publicly and kind of supported whatever Deshaun Watson wants to do, and J.J. Watt acknowledged that the team is not good. And then, one more, we get Deshaun Watson. George Kittle posted this picture, I believe about a week ago, Deshaun Watson in a San Francisco 49ers jersey. And then, this picture was posted last week. And then Deshaun Watson goes and comments, 9 hours ago saying, "dope pick." So looks like the 49ers want to get Deshaun Watson. They would have to move off of Jimmy G, which it seems like they're willing to do. That's kind of crazy. Everybody's really willing to throw, their quarterbacks to the fire to get Deshaun Watson. And I understand he's a phenomenal talent. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Deshaun Watson, I can guarantee you he's not going to be a Houston Texans come next season. Now it's just where does he go? The 49ers piquing a lot of interest. He seems like he wants to go there, but they got to get rid of Jimmy G. Are you ready to just abandon him this quickly? I would understand it. The man can't stay healthy, and Deshaun Watson's a phenomenal talent. The man was the league's leading passer this season. They had like 4 wins. How do you even do that? I didn't even know that was possible. So Deshaun Watson, he had all the weapons. He threw for 4,700 yards. It was really fantastic what he did, and this Texans organization is really doomed for at least the next 5 years because of how poorly they were run. Bill O'Brien put them in the depths of hell, in a sand pit they will never be able to get out of, and Deshaun Watson wants out. So we'll keep an eye on it. I would assume he's not going to play in Houston next season. Now it's just where he goes. Alrighty, more coaching news. We got a couple of coaching stories, I believe, back to back here. So this is the first one. Saints assistant head coach Dan Campbell is the favorite to be the new Lions coach. Alrighty, I'm not a big fan of it. Dan Campbell was the interim head coach when I believe the Dolphins got rid of Philbin. Is that right? So I have some experience with Dan Campbell as a head coach, and I'm not a fan of him. He's kind of like Robert Saleh, just really defensive minded. I believe he was kind of on the special teams. He was like the strength and conditioning coach, but he acts like Robert Saleh, really motivated, really intense, and I love everything about that, but I don't think it really translates well to head coach. Right here, he's an assistant head coach. From being an assistant and being an actual head coach is a world of difference, folks. It's a different motivation. It's a different kind of respect you have to command as the actual head coach, as the actual guy. And that's why a lot of people have trouble going from offensive coordinator, not really so much offensive coordinator, because going from offense to like the head coaching job, it's kind of the same mindset, where defense, I really think it's a whole different mindset, and it's a different type of respect that you have to generate. It's a different type of motivation you have to generate. So I really don't see head coaches or defensive coordinators being great head coaches, and especially for this Lions team, you just went, 4 seasons with Matt Patricia. Now you want to experiment on another kind of head coach that's not a traditional head coach. Don't you want somebody with a little experience to get you over this rebuild and hump, or do you kind of want to be in poverty for the next 5 years again? Now, I'm not saying Dan Campbell can't do a great job, because he's got the energy. Absolutely. He seems like a player's coach and everybody respects him, but there's a reason why he was the interim head coach for a long time. I believe he had like 8 games under his belt when he was the interim coach in Miami, and there's a reason why we didn't hire him as the actual head coach for a reason. So I wish the man all the luck if he actually does get the Lions head coaching job. I just don't like defensive coordinators becoming head coaches. I don't like, special teams, motivators and strength and conditioning coaches to become head coaches, because I don't think they last. I don't think they command like actual respect between all the players. But that's just my feeling on it. And, we'll see how it works out for the man. But we'll keep an eye on the Lions coaching decisions and if Dan Campbell is going to be the guy there. Alrighty, here we go. Falcons. We talked about this yesterday on the show, that they were interested in hiring Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Titans, as the Falcons head coach, and they finally did that. He agreed. The Falcons offered it yesterday, and he agreed yesterday. So this is fantastic. I love this hire for the Falcons. And now I would say the Falcons, they have a free draft. I don't think they have to get rid of any pieces. This is probably the perfect fit for Arthur Smith. He elevates everybody. I mean, he elevated Ryan Tannehill's play to the absolute maximum potential, and I think he can do that with Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan has a little bit of a higher ceiling than Ryan Tannehill can. So Arthur Smith, I think he can turn around this Falcons team in the season, or I would say in the season. I think they could instantly be good next season, and if not next season, then definitely, 2 seasons down the line. So I think they can keep Matt Ryan. I think they can keep Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley and Todd Gurley and be fine. So all they have to do is kind of just shore up everything in the draft. Whatever Arthur Smith thinks is missing in Atlanta, just go get it in the draft. So I love this hire for Atlanta. I think it's going to work out beautifully, and I think they can keep all their pieces. Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, has said that nobody's off limits. We could trade anybody on this team, but I don't think they have to now. I think they got the absolute perfect fit here in Atlanta. Alrighty, and this, once again, another coaching story that kind of what we said yesterday is going to translate here as well. So Bills offensive coordinator Brian Daboll has emerged as favorite to land the head coaching job for the Chargers. Now, let me get this out of the way. I want to see Jason Garrett be the head coach of the Chargers. So this one is a little, bringing me down a little bit. I want to see Jason Garrett coach Justin Herbert. But let's go back to what we were saying yesterday on the show. Like, can't we just build something? Why does everybody have to have one good season and then immediately go find a head coaching job? I mean, the Bills were only good this one season. Yes, they got to the playoffs last season, but they were nowhere as nearly as good as they were this season than they were last season. And like, can't we build something? Can't you build a dynasty in Buffalo? Why does everybody have to be the guy? Why does everybody want to be the one and only? Oh, it's only me. This is football. It's different than basketball. Football, it literally takes everybody. Everybody should get credit for a ring. Not like in the NBA where, it's basically LeBron and Anthony Davis. That's the reason why the Lakers won the ring. It's not because of the coach or the bench players. It was LeBron and AD. You can trace it all back to the Lakers winning the championship last season, to LeBron and AD. For the Chiefs, it's Patrick Mahomes, it's Andy Reid, it's the entire defense, it's the defensive court, it's literally everybody in football. So the fact that everybody just wants to be one and done, not prove anything, not win a ring, and then instantly go get a head coaching job, can we all just tone it down a little bit? They can build something absolutely incredible in Buffalo, like a 4-year dynasty. Don't you want to be a part of that? And then go get your head coaching job. You know what I mean? So I don't like this. Brian Daboll wants to, leave the offensive coordinator job for the Bills and take on the Chargers head coaching job. Just stay in Buffalo, win a ring first. First of all, let's see how you do in the playoffs, because if they go and lose this game and flounder in this game, this is what we're going to be talking about. You didn't even win a ring. You didn't even get to the AFC Championship game, and now you want out to be a head coach? I don't like it, man. Build something. Be a part of something. Just because you're not the guy doesn't mean that you don't get any credit. Brian Daboll deserves a ton of credit for transitioning Josh Allen to a 58% completion percentage to a Hall of Famer GOAT level at like 67. I think he's finishing at. It's stupid crazy what he's doing. All right, more coaching news here again. Doug Peterson could potentially be the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. Holy cow, I would love that. Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coach. Obviously Pete Carroll, Super Bowl winning coach. Great minds alike. I mean, that would be fantastic. So it's either probably going to be Doug Peterson or Anthony Lynn. We'll see. I mean, both of those coaches could probably still get a head coaching job in this league. Maybe not so much Anthony Lynn. He probably has to kind of reprove himself a little bit more. But maybe even Doug Peterson too. But this would be perfect. But I don't see Doug Peterson taking an offensive coordinator job when he can still potentially be a head coaching somewhere. So we'll see how it happens. But I would love to see Doug Peterson team up with freaking Pete Carroll with Russell Wilson. That could be dangerous. All right, the last two stories, a little bit of stats. Here we go. I mean, a special duo in action today between the Bills and the Ravens. And you want to know why? Because this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, folks. Holy cow. Stupid as in great, as in absolutely fantastic. Combined red zone numbers between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. 88 red zone touchdowns. Zero red zone interceptions. I cannot believe this. I mean, this is why these two teams are in the playoffs. Folks, these are why these are two of the top teams remaining left in the playoffs, because they're not making the mistakes, they're not turning the ball over in the red zone. In 88 touchdowns and no interceptions, that ratio is absolutely nonsense. It's nonsense. I can't even believe this number exists. We're going to have this game is going to be magical, folks. I cannot wait. I hope it's a great game. I hope it's 35-35 going into the fourth quarter with like 1 minute left, and we'll see defense versus offense, who wants it more, who gets the last play. We'll see how it all plays out. But 88 red zone interceptions to 0 between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. They do not turn the ball over. They get points. They settle for touchdowns and not field goals in the red zone. I love everything about it. I mean, there's a reason why the Bills are 13-3 and the Ravens are 11-5, because they don't turn the ball over in the red zone. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, and then the last story, here it is. Wide receivers guarded by Jalen Ramsey this season. Cooper Kupp, 7 catches, 57 yards. That's a shutdown. Stephon Diggs, 1 catch, 4 yards, touchdown. That's pretty much a shutdown too. Yeah, you allowed 7 points, but 1 catch, 4 yards for the entire game. Terry McLaurin, rookie for Washington, no catches, shutdown, lockdown, threw away the key. Mike Evans, 4 catches, 40 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 games, 5 catches, 48 yards in 2 games. That's a lockdown. DK Metcalf, 3 games, 3 games, 4 catches in 3 games for only 44 yards. Once again, that's an absolute lockdown. Oh my goodness. So now he's got to go and shut down Davante Adams. Can he do it? Can the man do it? Well, if you shut down Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, and DK Metcalf, yeah, I would say, we put DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, and Stephon Diggs all in our top 5 wide receivers of the season. Davante Adams, you can put them in the top 5, and then Tyreek Hill. I think that would probably round out our top 5 receivers in the NFL. Maybe we substitute DK Metcalf, in the back half of the season. But, these are still great names here, absolutely. And Jalen Ramsey, he wants all the smoke. He's not afraid of it. And he's the reason why they beat the Seahawks last week. I can guarantee it. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we had to cover today. We will do some kind of last second best bets as well, but let's kind of get into our main topic today, which is Jared Goff. Can we trust this man? Let's bring what he did last week against Seattle. Let's get this up. It was not good, folks. John Wolford plays basically the whole whole first quarter. He gets knocked out. Big play, I think, by Jamal Adams. I think was the one that really knocked him out of the game. So Jared Goff comes in and he goes 9 of 19 for 155 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. This is just game manager stuff right here. A little below average game manager, honestly, with a 9 of 19 completion percentage. That's not good. So what we did, we went through and found every single one of his passing attempts, marked the time down so we can easily get to it, and that's what we're going to look at today. Can we buy Jared Goff? That's really all we want to know. We know we can buy Aaron Rodgers. We know this Aaron Rodgers offense is going to be good off of a bye at home in the cold Lambeau. We know they're going to be good. We just saw it against the Titans a couple of weeks ago. We know the running game is good by the Packers. We don't need to check that. The defense has been solid all season long. The one question mark is now Jared Goff. We know the Rams defense is good. We just told y'all Jalen Ramsey was locking down everybody. Everybody. Doesn't matter. Rookies, veterans, greatness, not great, but good, and like top of the top tier wide receivers. He's locking them all down. So that's and we like Cam Akers. Look what Cam Akers did last week against Seattle. 28 carries for 131 yards and a touchdown. That's absolutely fantastic. So really, we know everything going into this Rams-Packers game except for Jared Goff. So that's the big question mark, and we're going to try and investigate it today. See if we should be taking the 6.5. Should we change our bet? We'll be looking at all that. So we've got them all queued up here. We've got them all written down. So let's just jump right into it. We'll go to his first play. So we got all of his throwing attempts, 19 of them. I think I threw a sack in there as well, because we'll see, did he hold the ball on too long? What happened there? Was it just a big old blitz that, 1 second the defense was there, or did he, buy time, 5-6 seconds, still not throwing the ball away? So we got a couple of things of that, and then we got the first 2 plays where he comes in for John Wolford. I don't think the first 2 plays that we're going to show you of Jared Goff are throwing plays. But, they're his first 2 plays in the game when John Wolford goes down. So let's queue up the first play we get here. We'll talk through it, and we'll go from there. But, Jared Goff, man, the thumb not looking so good, but let's see if we should buy him. So here we go, 5:19 in the first quarter. This is Jared Goff's first play, John Wolford. Actually, should we watch John Wolford get knocked out? Is that a little disrespectful? Let's see if we can watch this play real quick. Ooh, that one frame. Yeah, it is Jamal Adams. A nice little, well, I shouldn't say nice little low hit. It was kind of a very, very late hit. We can watch it right here real quick. John Wolford, design quarterback run, and he's going down, and Jamal Adams bangs him in the head. Definitely late hit. Concussed. I don't think he was concussed, right? He was just, I think Sean McVay just said stinger. That's what he had. So John Wolford exits the game, and now we get Jared Goff in, who they didn't really want to play, kind of forced to play. So here we go, first play of Jared Goff, and it's just a nice little handoff. Obviously, you're not going to probably throw it 50 yards down the field when, your backup comes in for one play. So that was the first play, very conservative and understandably so. And we'll see John Wolford getting hit. It was with the shoulder, which is a little clean, but he's still, giving himself up as a runner. It's still a tight play. I understand it, but at the end of the day, a little bit of an illegal hit. And Jamal Adams, I am glad that we are seeing this right now because I did see this live. And John Wolford and Jamal Adams kind of, like not high five or fist bump, but they acknowledge. Jamal Adams is like, yo, man, I'm truly sorry. And John Wolford's like, yeah, I know you didn't mean to do it. So great sportsmanship here. Absolutely love to see that. And actually glad that we are seeing that right now so I can talk about it. Alrighty, so now let's go. This is going to be the 4:35 play. Jared Goff here. Back in the game. Let's see what they do here. 3rd and 5. Do they trust Jared Goff to pick it up through the air? Let's see. It's a passing attempt. And he gets brought down for a sack. So holding the ball a little bit too long here. We won't put this one in the coach's film, but we will kind of see, is anything looking like it's going to be open? This is going to be double covered. You can't really throw it there. Can't really throw it back inside. Now he's trying to escape the pocket and the pressure gets there. So yeah, everything was pretty much very well covered. So the sack there, not going to put on Jared Goff too much. So those were his first 2 plays. 1 handoff, 1 sack. And they'll have to settle for a field goal here. All right, now let's skip to his next passing attempt now. Coming at 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Here we go. 3-0 off the field goal that they just got. Rolling out to the right, and it sails on him. So once again, the accuracy, we kind of got to jot some stuff down. Let's say that was a little inaccurate. All right, so we'll kind of keep track of his accuracy throughout all these plays. How's the thumb looking? Is it the thumb? Is it the arm? Is it the play calling? Why did he only have 9 completions in this game? It's a little concerning if you're asking me when you have to go and face the best quarterback probably in the NFC, Aaron Rodgers, at home when he had a bye. I mean, Jared Goff really has to be pristine this game. Alrighty, his next passing attempt comes at 32 seconds, which is going to probably be this play right here. Jared Goff going to come back to pass. He wants to go deep down the field, and it gets batted at the line of scrimmage. So this is something else we can note. I mean, he was going to wind up this throw. Look at him. Look at him, step in this, about to air it out. Looked like he was actually going to just go here to the sideline, like 5 yards deep. Nice little, out route to the sideline. Looks like he was going to go right here with it. Pick up like 5 or 6 yards. So that's what we had there. Nothing great. It was bad at the line of scrimmage. So, all right, let's go to his next passing attempt. I believe this was a 3-and-out trying to pass it here. Unfortunate. So now we go to the second quarter. 12:38. Here we go. Rams still up 3-0. 2nd and 8 here. Ran it on first down. Jared Goff running to the right, trying to throw back. And Jamal Adams with an absolute monster hit. Holy cow. This man is absolutely wild. He's one of my favorite safeties to watch. He's a true, roaming safety. He can do everything. You have to watch out for him. He could be anywhere on this field. We saw him knock out the quarterback. We see him, cover here and deliver an absolute monster hit just to make sure that this ball does not get caught. Clean hits, shoulder all the time, and you love to see this man play. He's a true ball hawk, and I love it. Alrighty, 12:33 here on 3rd and 8. This is going to be another pass here by Jared Goff. Empty backfield. Got to pick up 8. Let's see what he can do. Airing it deep. And once again, just an overthrow. So let's count the yards. So let's see if, we have to worry about the arm strength. He's going to throw this basically. We're going to count this from the end zone, and it gets all the way down to the 50-yard line. So that's a 50-yard ball through the air. That's pretty good arm strength. So we don't have to worry about that with Jared Goff. He can still take the deep shot. It is still the accuracy, though. So stepping up in the pocket, does take a shot. Still got to be a little bit more accurate on that ball. I don't mind the shot. I don't mind the deep shot. But the accuracy, that's kind of what we're seeing so far early on in the first, 4 passes that we've seen. The accuracy is the biggest problem so far. Alrighty, now we got to skip to 10:06. 10:06 in the second quarter. Next series for the Rams. Next passing attempt for Jared Goff. Alrighty, Seahawks get 3 out of it. And whoa! All right, let's go back here. Here we go. Jared Goff stepping up into this throw. Once again, the arm strength is not the problem. This ball is very, very underthrown, though. And Jamal Adams not playing the ball is a little uncharacteristic. Very well to Cooper Kupp. This is a phenomenal catch. We'll definitely see it in the slow-mo here. But this is underthrown. I mean, Cooper Kupp beats Jamal Adams right there. And look at him. He's got to slow all the way down and even come all the way back. Has to crawl all the way over Jamal Adams just to fight for this ball. Jamal Adams, not great there. I mean, I don't know. I was just praising him a couple of seconds ago, and he let me down right there. That should have been a pick. That should have been an easy pick all day. He knows it. Look at that face. He's disgusted with himself. He's like, what the hell? How the heck that happened? So, all right, once again, the accuracy, the deep ball accuracy, that really should not have been caught. And I believe that went for like 45. Look at that. That was Jared Goff's only completion so far for 45 yards in this game. This is just, it's a bailout. This is a bailout. This should have been picked. Should not have been caught. A little bit of a bailout here by Jared Goff. So the accuracy, once again, got to shore that up a little bit because this is not very accurate. Underthrown, not great. Alrighty, now we got to skip to, let's see what this play is. Just a run play. Picks up about 2. So now we got to go to 8:58, which is probably going to be the next play. So we can just skip 10 seconds. And now we're back at it. Here we go. 2nd and 8. Jared Goff. There we go. Very well done. Just to fit this ball in here. I mean, the arm strength, we haven't seen that decline. In the velocity, right there, that's a very, very tight spiral and a quick throw to get there. So the arm strength, the velocity of the ball, that's still all fine by Jared Goff. So far, we're really just kind of keying in on the accuracy here with the thumb affecting the accuracy of these throws. Alrighty, they're not going to throw it here, but let's see if they pick it up here on 3rd and 2 through the ground, and they do not. They're not letting that go. Very well done by the Seahawks defense. They only kind of got beat deep on one play, one ball. Shouldn't really have gotten beat, but they did, and they bend, don't break, hold them to a field goal. Pretty good. Alrighty, Jared Goff's next passing attempt is coming at 3:19. Here we go. Rams up 13-10. Jared Goff back to throwing the ball. Very tight there. Only picks up about 3 yards. But once again, you know, the velocity on this ball, pretty good. The zip on this ball is pretty good. Let's watch this one more time. Just kind of, you know, a 3-yard comeback route. Defender is draped all over the receiver. You really got to put it right on the receiver quickly. And he does. So, you know, it picks up 3 yards. That's pretty good. Alrighty, here we go, 2:55, 3rd and 9. Let's see if Jared Goff can pick this up. Steps up into the pocket, dumps it off last second. Nice, very well done. And he goes, he keeps on going. Once again, just kind of a big gash play, gashes the Seahawks defense. And they, you know, I think they allow a field goal out of this drive. We'll see. Does he stay in bounds? In bounds, very well done. Absolutely magnificent. Once again, Cam Akers, I believe this is him. And, you know, him really carrying the team single-handedly on his back. 130 rushing yards. This catch right here. Very well done by Jared Goff just to keep everything alive. He could have ran for the first down. Probably would have got popped a yard before, right at the line. Maybe wouldn't have picked it up. But he, you know, dumps it off to the running back out of the backfield. And it picks up so many yards. So good decision-making here by Jared Goff. Nice accuracy on this short ball. I mean, you still got to throw this ball accurate for the run after the catch. If this is, you know, a bobble by Akers because of the ball thrown by Jared Goff, he's not picking up all those yards. So very well done by Jared Goff. Seahawks challenge. They're going to lose that all day. He's clearly behind the line. Everything's perfect. Absolutely well done. That's fantastic, really. Alrighty, their next passing attempt is here at, or no. It's at 0:52 or 0:57, so they're going to run the ball here for a couple of times. Let's just watch. Let's see Cam Akers. He deserves the respect of us watching him for a little bit. Look at him go! Fantastic. What is that, 20 yards? Right down to the 10-yard line, bring it down to the 2-minute warning. I mean, magnificent work by this man, Cam Akers, and they get this man offsides. Once again, Jared Goff doing everything he can, knowing, he's not 100% with the thumb injury, the thumb surgery, and he goes up to the line of scrimmage, gets them to jump off sides right at the 2-minute warning for another free 5 yards. So, I mean, this Seahawks team, this is why they lost the game. Just chunk plays, big plays, kind of like what Buffalo gave up against the Colts in the fourth quarter with, Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. So not terrible by Jared Goff in the first quarter. Let's see him cap it off here in the red zone. We just talked about red zone completions and percentages. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen at the top of the show. 88 red zone touchdowns, no picks. Let's see what Jared Goff's got here in the red zone. Let's see if Sean McVay trusts him to throw the ball in the red zone here. They go right up the middle, back to Cam Akers for the touchdown, folks. This is what is dangerous about the Rams offense. Cam Akers, he's fantastic. He's absolutely magnificent, and he's got him up 10 points here, about to go into halftime. Alrighty. Very well done by Cam Akers. Absolutely magnificent. All right, let's go to Jared Goff's next passing attempt, coming at 57 seconds left in the second quarter. So, I mean, the Seahawks couldn't do anything with under 2 minutes left here. They give the ball back to the Rams. So let's see what they do with it. 57 seconds is the next passing attempt. So here it is, 1st and 10 on their own basically 20-yard line. Jared Goff, once again, just trying to hit the sideline. Tougher throw to make, and it's incomplete. We're not going to, penalize them too much on this throw because you just want to hit the receiver in stride to go out of bounds or incomplete. No chance at a pick, so we'll let him slide a little bit on that pass, a little bit. Then I think they run it on this play because his next passing attempt comes at 5 seconds. So we'll see what happens on this play right here. Hand it off. Cam Akers gets about 5 yards. Nothing great where you feel like you can do anything with it, but they take a timeout. 46 seconds. Let's see what happens here. Another run. They're going to bring this one all the way down. Somebody gets shaken up there. Unfortunate. Thought the ball popped out. I don't think it does. Skipping. Skipping some more to the outcome. And I believe he's down. Coaches wanted to know what's going on. Jared Goff still out there, 4th and 2. They're bringing the clock all the way down. They're just going to have Jared Goff here run the ball out at quarterback. Here it is, 4th and 2. They just want to kind of ice this game, or ice the half. Don't feel like punting it. Don't want a big return by the Seahawks. So I think this is just going to be Jared Goff. Big extend, big run, and then just heave it down the field. And that's exactly what we get to eat up the 5 seconds left in the game, or in the half, and there it is. So Jared Goff through the first half, nothing great. Kind of bailed out on one throw. Another big throw coming to Cam Akers. So, when you look at the 155 yards that he had with the 9 completions, I mean, we get like 80 yards on 2 plays. I mean, so nothing great, nothing consistent, only 9 completions. I mean, that's basically 2 a quarter. Is that consistent? 2 completions a quarter? That's really not. So once again, Cam Akers, a huge reason why the Rams won last week. Keep that in mind, folks. Alrighty, let's get Jared Goff back up on the screen. His next passing attempt is coming in the third quarter. 13 minutes, 9 seconds. Here we go. So the Seahawks get a field goal on their opening drive to start the second half. Here we go. Jared Goff's first pass of the second half. And, a little late, almost picked. You see Jamal Adams once again come over the top and just smack the ball away. He's got great instinct. He only really got beat on one play. And it's unfortunate that happened because that led to the 7, I believe. Alrighty. And let's watch this play one more time. Because, Jared Goff just throws it a little bit late here. We'll slow it down. Here we go. It's 5 wide. Everybody's coming out, and he knows this is just a simple comeback route. He could have hit, number 11 right here. That would have been a good decision, and this comeback is just a little late. He's hesitating, and he throws it just a little bit too late, and Jamal Adams got great coverage on it. The accuracy was fine on the ball. The velocity was fine on the ball. It was just a tad thrown late, and that's all it really was. Alrighty, now 13:03. We get another pass here. He's going to try and pick it up himself on 3rd and 6. Let's see if this man can pick up the first down. Crucial first down here. The Seahawks just scored. You want to kind of keep up scoring with them. Here we go. Jared Goff, and he gets brought down almost immediately. There was no time to throw this ball. We could try and slow down the routes. See if anything's going to be open. Nothing's quick here. Right here, this is where you got to throw the ball. 17, it's wide open, but as soon as it's open, as soon as the play fully develops, the line is already there, and Jared Goff can't get rid of it. So that was great play design. Sean McVay, that was a first down all day, but the pressure got there first. So unfortunate for, the Rams offense. And now it feels like momentum has fully swung to Seattle, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Unfortunate. Is this the muff punt? Is this the time of the muff punt? Let's take a quick look. No, not the time of the muff punt. Did we already pass that? No, that's coming in the 4th quarter. Alrighty, let's go back here. All right, Jared Goff, let's fast forward to his next passing attempt. So on this drive, nothing really great. Couldn't, had 2 chances to pick up a first down. Doesn't. Unfortunate. Alrighty, next passing attempt to 3rd quarter, 9:51. Here we go. A little bit of a false start there, making it 1st and 15, and we're back here. Jared Goff, play action over the middle, and the accuracy. This is an open pass, folks. This is an open receiver, and he misses them. He tries to go quick. Once again, the accuracy got to shore it up a little bit. Way thrown in front of him. Really had a chance to be picked, unfortunately. If that Seahawks defender was, another step forward of where he was, that could have been, a hand going down to the ground. We'll see it here. Ball just kind of slips out of his hand. I don't think it got tipped. I think it just kind of slips out of his hand a little bit. See him grabbing, playing around with his hand a little bit, trying to get everything good with it, trying to, feel everything with it. You definitely need your thumb. Have you ever gripped the ball? Have y'all ever gripped the ball? You need the thumb. You need that thumb in there. So if you just had thumb surgery and it's not feeling 100%, you're going to get a couple of ducks, slipping onto your hands. Alrighty, let's go to his next passing play. So we go from 9:51, his first one. His next one is coming at 5:42. So 4 straight minutes. They're not even going to try to pick up the 3rd and 13 through the air because they know Jared Goff's not 100%. That's our red flag. We'll watch it here. Let's watch this play real quick. 3rd and 13. Trying to hit something with Cam Akers. Not trusting Jared Goff. Alrighty, here we go. 3rd quarter, 5:42. Empty backfield, Jared Goff back to pass, and once again, a very tight throw. The Seahawks are pressing the receivers, not letting, the 10-yard slants, the 5-yard slants. They're, playing the underneath routes. That's how he injured his thumb on the helmet of the Seattle Seahawks player. Truly unfortunate. I want to see another play of this one. All right, here we go. Back to the same play. Just trying to hit him underneath. It's a good idea with the ball low and inside. I actually think this is actually a pretty decent ball. Would have liked to see it from maybe the behind angle, but it is low and away really where it has to be, but they chose to show the injury when they could have shown that all game and not the replay. Unfortunate. That's my life, folks. That's my life. When I want to see a replay from the back, they show an injury that happened weeks ago when they showed it in the third quarter. Y'all didn't show that injury like at least once through the pre-game or the first 3 quarters. Y'all have to do it now when I'm trying to see if a pass is actually accurate or not. Come on. All right. This was a passing play, I believe, 539. And Carlos Dunlap, once again, another maybe red flag that we should be watching for of the Rams here today is the offensive line. We know the Packers have a pretty good defense, and this Seattle's defense is good as well. And they got a lot of push on the front line, not letting Jared Goff, have clean, passing lanes. They're getting their hands up, obstructing view. What is that, the second batted ball that we've seen? Which may not seem like a lot, but when you're only having 9 completions, you really don't have a lot of room for error. Alrighty, here we go. His last pass of the third quarter. Let's cue this up. Coming at 1 minute, 40 seconds left. Alrighty. Play action pass. There we go. Great pass here. Wide open. And he puts it right on the money. Absolutely fantastic work there. We'll see it again. Robert Woods. A little delay. And it's right on target. Beautiful. Jared Goff. Well done. I mean, he looked like he wasn't even injured there. No thumb surgery. Nothing like that. Best throw that we've seen him make all game. Finally. And that was his 5th completion. He's at 30% completion percentage. 33, 5 of 15. 5 of 15. Hang on. Let's preface this. We can slow this down. Or we can keep talking because it was just a running play. And the next passing doesn't come till the fourth quarter. So, 5 of 15 right now for 118 yards. We know he finishes 9 of 19. So his last 4 passes were all completions. They're all completions. That's pretty good. Closing out the game, good. I can definitely get behind that. I can buy that 100%. Yeah, you didn't have a good first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. You got 5 completions through 3 quarters. And, you end the game strong. So we're going to watch these next 4 passes. They're all going to be completions. And that's pretty freaking good. That's a huge green flag if you ask me. But let's see these passes. Are they all dink and dunk? Or are we talking, 10, 15 yard, bomb, slinging it? So let's see it. Got to go to the fourth quarter. Continuing on this drive as well. All right, next passing play comes at 14:22. Here we go. Complete. Very well done. All right, 5 yards. They pick up the first, so nothing deep. And it's still a little tiny. I don't want to knock this play because it is a completion. We'll watch it right here before I have the comment. A tad like high. You see him stretching. You see like that leg kick out really speaks volumes of how much Robert Woods has to work for this ball. And Robert Woods is a great receiver. So, the accuracy, once again, a little bit of a red flag there. Tiny red flag on that pass, but, still something to keep in mind. But it's still a completion at the end of the day, so we'll give the man a ton of credit. And especially picking up the first down on 3rd and 5. Was this 3rd and 5? Let me double check. Oh, my goodness. 2nd and 5. All right, so not as good as 3rd and 5, but still picking up the first down, continuing this drive in the fourth quarter to secure points. I think they cap off this drive with a touchdown and not a field goal, which is fantastic. And once again, Jared Goff in the red zone. We might be able to see something else here. So they run it here. We can skip to the next play should be a pass at 13:03. So they're still sticking with the run game, which we know because he had, more than 25 carries. So we're going to get a pass here, I believe, at 13:03. Here we go. Jared Goff, dump off. And it picks up about, 4 yards. So it is a completion. Let's run this one back. But it's kind of wide open, a little bit of a dink off, 5 yards. That's what we just saw in the last play. So, yeah, he completes his last 4 throws. A little dinkish, a little dunkish. Alrighty, 3rd and 2. We're just going to kind of watch this last drive. We've got no time restraint today, folks. I mean, the first playoff game doesn't start till 4:30, so we're good to go. We don't have that kind of 1 o'clock cutoff window. It's 12:50 right now, so let's just watch this drive. Let's watch, the running game work. Cam Akers here. Oh, man. But they're going to get back. Oh, timeout. All right. Rams call a timeout. Unfortunate. They would have picked up the first down if they didn't. All right, here we go. 12:22, 3rd and 2. Right inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Once again, they're going to try and hand it off, and it only gets 1 yard. 1 yard. So they kick a field goal. And this is really where the game changes, folks. Here it is. They get the field goal. Now it's 2-possession game. Let's watch this punt return or this kick return here. What happens here? Something big happens here. Turnover. Russell Wilson slides. Gets a flag, 15 yards, I believe. A little bit of a late hit. Alrighty, I believe something big is going to happen here, folks. Oh, 1st and 20. They call it on Seattle. Unfortunate for them, truly. We'll watch Russell Wilson for a second. Throws a good tight ball there. Holy cow. DK Metcalf, huge strong win, but still Jalen Ramsey draped all over him. I mean, yeah, he got 15 yards, but Jalen Ramsey was like, there's no chance this goes for a touchdown. Very well done to cut it off. They run the ball. Gets 4. 3rd and 1 here. And the Rams defense locks up strong. 4th and 1. Do they go for this? Let's see. They still got the offense out here. Pete Carroll knows he's down 10. With 10 minutes left, it's 4th and 1. They've got to go for it. And they're going to call false start. Oh, man. Center not snapping it. Everybody moving. And a punt. So nothing big. It's just punt. Just a punt. And it goes into the end zone. Unfortunate. Alrighty. Now let's go to Jared Goff's next pass play. 9:51. Here it is. 9:21. I think I wrote down the wrong time. So here we go. 9:21. Jared Goff's going to get a pass in here. No. That's third quarter 9:51. That's why I thought something big happened, because I'm once again not looking at the right place. All right. So now let's skip. His next pass is until 7:02 in the fourth quarter, so we can get this in. Let's cue it up here. Alrighty, play action pass. Once again, another dank 2 yards down the field. So his last 4 passes have been 5 yards, 5 yards, 2 yards. All completions. Good momentum. Alrighty, he's going to throw one more ball at 4:52. So let's watch Cam Akers pick up this first down. I believe they do. So we'll watch that and then we'll skip. Give Cam Akers a lot of love because he really earned a lot of credit here for their win here. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to Jared Goff's very last throwing attempt. 4:52. And it's a touchdown pass, baby. That's how you end the day. 2nd and 4 on the 15. Play action pass. It's been beating the Seattle Seahawks all game. And it finally actually crushes and breaks the entire defense here. I mean, this is wide open. Nice little 15-yard pass. Not even 15 yards. This is actually like 10 yards through the air. So nothing big. Let's watch it. About 20 yards through the air, like 10 yards of actually, where the line of scrimmage was. You get the 10 yards from the rollout of the play action, but still at the end of the day of what we just saw from Jared Goff, nothing really downfield. That was Seattle's defense being very good, locking up the receivers. The corners of, Green Bay can do it. Jair Alexander, he can lock up the best wide receivers as well. He's kind of done it throughout this entire, season. So this Rams offense with Cooper Kupp being banged up a little bit still, the defense of Green Bay, this game for the Rams here, their offense is going to be locked up like it was against Seattle. So they're going to have to once again count on the rushing game, count on Jared Goff dinking and dunking, because it's going to be locked up down the field. And Jared Goff, I don't know how much a week after this game is going to kind of heal the thumb more. I don't think it will after only a week. So Jared Goff still not feeling comfortable airing it down. The accuracy on the deep balls is not there. Everything's play action. Get this man rolling out so he has more time in the pocket just to dink off, 5, 7, 10-yard routes. So that's everything from Jared Goff. That's every single pass attempt he had throughout this game. Nothing great, nothing consistent, and if you don't have consistency against Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to keep up pace with them. So now that we've seen this, let's refresh the line. Let's go back to what we were saying. Let's see if this line has changed any, and it hasn't. It's still Packers -6.5. Let's clear out all our picks here. But yeah, I mean, Packers -6.5, I think is still the play. I have not seen enough of, what happened last week for Jared Goff to really, convince me that he's going to be better this game. It was a lot of dink and dunk. Yes, he hit his last 4 completions, his last 4 passes, but they were all dink and dunk, and he's not consistent, and it's going to be cold, so he's going to be even worse. That thumb is going to lock up even more than it already did, and we watched, maybe 2 or 3 passes where the thumb was a huge factor. The deep ball accuracy, the ball just slipping out of his hand. Even on those short 5-yard routes, the accuracy, the ball was kind of sailing on him a little bit because it's slowly starting to slip out of his hands right at the end of the throw because the thumb is not 100% to lock up on the ball. So we're still going to stick with our pick. We're riding with our pick. Packers -6.5. We still like it. And, just a quick moment here. Let's switch over to Buffalo in the Ravens game. This game has gone back down to Bills -2.5. It started at Bills -2.5. It went up to Bills -3 on Friday when we made our official pick. So we locked in Ravens +3, thankfully. And now it's right back down to Bills -2.5. So people are betting this game very evenly. Everybody loved Ravens +3. So they started to take Buffalo -3, or they started to hammer the Ravens +3. That's why it's falling right back down to Ravens +2.5. Alrighty, so now to close out the show, let's, we'll go over some prop bets, anything looking real good to us in this game. We'll look at, maybe, what Jared Goff's interceptions odds are, how many completions, if we can see anything like that, because we may be able to get some good value on, lower completions and maybe even a pick. Because that thumb, man, we just watched all of his throws. We literally watched all 19 of his throws. Nothing too impressive. A little bit of a bailout on those big shots. Okay. Let's start here with our favorite prop bet, points by a team in the first half. You can find that under game props, I believe. Is that where it is? Yes, right here. All right. Or maybe first half. Is it first half? Halves? They kind of changed it. They changed it a couple times. All right, where is it? Points by a team in the first half. That's all we're looking for. Game lines. Team props. Here it is. All right, it's under team props. There it is. Finally found it. All right. Points by a team in the first half. Rams over 9.5. Not a solid play. If you think the Rams are going to be competitive because it's going to be a playoff game, absolutely take Rams over 9.5. I'm going to stay away from it because I'm not going to trust Jared Goff here, especially, in cold Lambeau. We told y'all, let's get another update here on the weather in, Green Bay. We saw that the odds of the chance of snow has slowly been climbing up. When we looked at it, I think we looked at it maybe like Wednesday or something like that. It was a 6% chance of snow. Then when we looked on Friday, it was a 12% chance of snow, and now it's settling at 13% chance of snow, so probably none, but it's going to be 34 degrees. It's going to be freezing. It's going to be cold. 34 degrees, folks. It's cold. That's the freezing point, right? 34, 33 degrees, 32 degrees, something like that. So it's going to be cold in that thumb. That's really the only storyline I'm focusing heavy on. Jared Goff in the cold with that thumb. It's going to lock up. Players don't like playing in the cold anyway because, you lose your heat, you lose all your momentum, your physical energy because it's cold. You can't maintain your, your body heat, and you're gonna clam up. You're gonna clam up. You're gonna tighten up. The muscles tighten up. That's what I was trying to get at. The muscles. All right. So it's still gonna be cold there. All right, so Rams over 9.5. I love it because I love over 9.5 for touchdown field goal. Real simple, usually always hits, but not going to trust the Rams here this week with it. Packers over 13.5. And I like it. I really do, folks. Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't played in a week. He really wants to get back out here. The snow and cold is not going to affect Aaron Rodgers. We should all know this by now. So Packers over 13.5. I'm endorsing it. This is going to be our prop bet here for this game for the points by team in the first half. I'll take it. Aaron Rodgers 2 touchdowns. And like I kind of said, the way that this Packers defense is and how aggressive that they can be, they can replicate of what Seattle did, but not with the mistakes. The deep ball, Jamal Adams getting beat, the wide open play action passes all the time. So, Green Bay knows what to look for, especially last week with Jared Goff being limited. Watch the pressure here by the Packers defense, forcing Jared Goff into some bad throws early on. If the Packers are just playing the run, Jared Goff's gonna have to start passing it, and that's when we can start getting some maybe even turnovers. Packers touchdown by Aaron Rodgers on their first drive because he's hot and ready to get out here, and then maybe an early interception by the Rams, and you're at 14 points just like that possibly. So I still like this Packers over 13.5. We will endorse that. Alrighty, now let's go to player props. Let's see if we can do anything with Jared Goff. Passes, not a lot of passes, if we can bet on that. So let's see if we can get anything here. Passing yards, Jared Goff, all right, over 209. That's where his passing yards are. Very interesting. He had 155 last game. Really under 100 if you take out the big 2 chunk plays. I think 2 went for like 40 yards. So you take out those, you're looking at like 80, 90 yards. So under the 209, I think is a huge, great play here. We'll take this. We are going to definitely endorse this. Jared Goff under 209 passing yards. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Now let's go to his touchdown passes. It's at 1.5. And now I actually like, and Vegas loves it too. You can tell by the odds. I love this Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think I like this a lot. It's minus 225, so you don't get great odds with it. So we may actually pass on this. You put 500 on it. What are we winning? You're only winning like 225. That's not great. You get the 500 back, and then you win 225. So not great odds there. Maybe stay away from that. You're not getting great value there, especially with this Rams defense who can lock up the receivers. And maybe, I don't think the Packers are going to have trouble scoring, but they may have to go to the running game. So let's actually stay away from Rodgers throwing, over 1.5 touchdowns. I don't think you get great value here with the good defense that the Rams have. Alrighty, so we already like under 205 passing yards for Jared Goff. Let's see if we can get anything else. Anything? Is there one for... All right, here we go. Pass completions. All right, this should be good as well. Jared Goff is at 19.5. So he would need 20 completions. He had 9 last week. Not great. And it's going to be interesting how they play this game. They're going to go... It's going to be real tight at the line of scrimmage. That's how I feel this Rams offense is going to be played this week. We just saw, Cooper Kupp was banged up at the end of that game. He was I think he's questionable right now, honestly, to be playing in this game. He's going to go, in my opinion. He'll go. But, banged up receivers, banged up Jared Goff. I think we've got to do this as well. Under 19.5 completions. This is going to be a run-heavy game. It's also going to be a lot of dink and dunk as well. So, with the play action, just dink it off. That's a completion. completion for like 2 yards, another completion for like 2 yards. That's how I think the offense is going to be ran. But at the end of the day, we can't trust Jared Goff passing the ball, especially on this Packers defense. So we're going to take Jared Goff under 19.5 completions as well. And then the last thing that we should be looking at here is quarterback interceptions. And once again, they're both at half. The ones that we looked at last week were at half as well. We trusted our one endorsement that we did last week was Phillip Rivers throwing an interception. He didn't. We took it, unfortunate. But we're going to take this one as well. So we're going to say Jared Goff throws a pick, whether it's, the line of scrimmage, the defensive line tips it, easy pick. This Packers team, I think they're hungry. I think they know what they want. They got exactly what they wanted. They played in Week 17, so it's only kind of a 1 week off because they still got Week 17 momentum. So this is what we're going to rock with. We're not trusting Jared Goff at all this game. It's unfortunate, but what we just saw, 9 completions, that's a huge red flag. The way he was getting those completions, nothing positive. The deep ball, he barely took the chances, and when he did, they were very, very not accurate. Yes, some of them were complete, but they really shouldn't have been. Just kind of get bailed out on a 50-50 ball. So we're going to rock with Jared Goff under 209 yards, under 19.5 completions, and 1 pick, over half a pick. Unfortunately, we can't parlay all these together. So take whichever one you feel the most strongly with, because we do endorse all 3 of these selections. Alrighty. Is that gonna do it for us? Let's quickly look at what Bills and Ravens got going on, and then we'll get out of here. Anything great here in the prop bets for Bills, Ravens? Let's see if we like anything here quickly. Alrighty, let's do team props, point by team in the first half. Ravens over 12.5, Bills over 13.5. I like Ravens over 12.5, folks. I like Ravens over 12.5. I mean, this offense is going to be so explosive. I think it's really going to be a wake-up call, especially in the first half. I think the Bills may get kind of, I don't want to say routed, but I think they're going to get knocked in the jaw once, maybe like early first round, where they're like, oh my goodness, and then they kind of go into halftime, figure it all out, making competitive after that. But I can see the Ravens putting up easily 2 touchdowns in the first half. So we're gonna endorse Ravens over 12.5 points in the first half. I like that. All right, let's see, anything on player props, anything good? Passing yards, Lamar Jackson's is over 196. I don't like that. Rushing yards, J.K. Dobbins over 57, Lamar Jackson over 74. Isn't that kind of funny how we had the our threshold of containing Lamar Jackson at 70 yards yesterday when we kind of went through that investigative segment, and now Vegas is having it at 74.5, kind of right on our thinking. We know what we're talking about sometimes, folks. I know y'all are probably thinking to yourself sometimes when I talk, oh my God, what is this man talking about? He's crazy. Whatever his theory is, whatever his algorithm is, I do not agree even closely. But then we kind of get vindicated by Vegas and some stats. So folks, overall in the grand scheme of things, we're usually right. All right, that's what we're gonna do it. I mean, we're not gonna go through all these prop bets with the Ravens and Bills. I don't think you're gonna get any great value anyway between those two teams. It's gonna be a dogfight. I cannot wait. So yeah, that's what we got for today on the show. Enjoy your 2 full games of playoff football today. We'll be back here tomorrow doing the same thing that we did today. We'll probably do a little bit of investigation if we need to on the 2 matchups tomorrow. What do we got? Baker versus Mahomes, and then Brady versus Breeze. We can definitely do something with those 2. So we'll be back here tomorrow talking the Sunday games, getting you guys ready, best bets, final thoughts on those 2 playoff games. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And man, oh man, if your team's playing today, I'm rooting for them, folks.